All right, good afternoon, everyone. Kelly Vincent here. Thanks for being here on this edition of, what is it? What do we do?
Bigger, badder, bolder.
Bigger, Better, and Bolder, which is what you need to have what you really want, which is step outside your comfort zone. But we're going to talk about intestinal fortitude today, and something I'm very familiar with. It's a term done from the military, intestinal fortitude, and that is really driving forward when you know the odds are against you and you are already embracing the suck, but there is nothing left but for you to just to move forward, no matter what. And that's intestinal fortitude, is in the face of whatever is going on in your life. Intestinal fortitude is what gets you up in the morning and has you accomplish anything in spite of the circumstances. Let me give you some examples, only because I never forget where I came from. A lot of people, when they start in this business, this is what their life looked like. Their life looks like they hate their job, they hate their boss, they're miserable, their time's being eaten up, their kids are involved in every, kind of physical activity there is. And, they have zero time to even think about doing something on the side, but they do anyways, because they know if they keep doing what they're doing now, their life is going to be very predictable and miserable. So, in order to move forward and have something else in the face of everything I just told you, what do you think that's going to look like for somebody who's just getting started, who already has chaos and pandemonium going on in their life? Imagine, what that looks like. Imagine back when you started, you didn't know what was going on. You were excited about, you don't even know what, maybe. You were just excited, right? Maybe just the prospect of something different was exciting to you, but it doesn't matter, because whatever that was had you and has you still be here. But just remember, you were 1 foot out the door for a while, right? Just nod your head, because we were all like that, 1 foot out the door, because we're like, oh, I don't know, what's going to happen here, and what if this doesn't work, and what if everybody around me telling me that it's not going to work is right? Now, here's the thing. The good news is this: 80% of the planet would say, yeah, they're right. And they would move on to something else, because they think what is popular is right. But I'm one of those people, right? One of those rare people, hopefully like you, that think, doing what's hard now will make your life easier later. Would you agree? Yeah, let's get it over and done with right now, so then we could go do our lives the way we want without all the distractions called a job or work or whatever that is. Survival, right? Because what would your life look like if you weren't in survival mode? I could tell you, it's such a blessing. Sunday on my birthday, Tina took me to one of my favorite stores, Cabela's or Bass Pro, it's the same thing now. And we just went shopping for stuff, and I just got whatever. And it was great. I didn't look at the price tag of anything. I just saw something, including this shirt I'm wearing right now. I'm like, oh, I like the feel of this shirt. It's pretty cool. I'm just going to get it. And it feels great. But I remember a time where I'm thinking, am I going to have to return this? Because something might come up and force me to not have enough money to eat. So, I wonder how long if I'm just renting this, right? because I better keep the tag on because I might have to return it. Like, I remember those days, and it sucked. But guess what? If you do what's hard now, your life will be easier later, because 12 years ago, I made a decision to do just that, to jump into the unknown, to put myself in a place where it was so unrecognizable that it was scary, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't recognize anything, anyone, not even myself. But here's the great thing. The great thing and the great news is this, is when you work on yourself and you work on these things, miraculous things happen in your life. And some of them you might not even notice. Like, you might be this super opinionated person, or used to be up until now, right? And now you might think, maybe I should be more open, because I remember I used to make fun of people that did this kind of business, right? You know, you know what, everybody on here knows that we collectively are those people that's doing one of those things in that kind of business, right? Like, we're the people. We're those people that everybody talks about. But guess what? If you have the intestinal fortitude to get past that, and your family and your friends and that one expert in your life that knows everything about everything, and so much so that they're rooting for you to fail so they could be right about that even, right? But here's the thing. Again, do what's hard now, it'll be easier later. It's kind of like the saying is, just because it's popular doesn't mean it's right. And just because it's right doesn't mean it's going to be popular. Well, I promise you, this isn't popular. If it was, it would be a lot easier. Don't you agree? If it was, but then again, if it was, then it wouldn't be an opportunity for you and me. Right? Everybody just be, all the influencers would just gobble it all up, and we're just like nobodies. It wouldn't be an opportunity. But since they don't have the intestinal fortitude to find out what happens when you share an opportunity like this, and 1% of 100 people's efforts, what that looks like on paper, and the realization of that, and the time freedom that you get back from doing this, that's what they don't see. Because if they did, that nobody would be able to fill positions in any kind of job out there. If they actually knew the freedom, the enjoyment, all the benefits that come along with the after effects of doing what's hard. So listen, if you're going to crush your dreams and goals this year, not like an idea, not like, oh yeah, Kelly, I wrote them down, I did my dream board and I filed them away, I crossed it off, done. I hope that's not you. I hope that's like, you didn't just check that off and like, oh, I'm done. I guess I'll just wait to see when it shows up, right? Because, when you have intestinal fortitude, that means you're on purpose. You're literally doing things on purpose. So that means if you're wanting to crush your goals and dreams, that means you have to be what? Purposeful. And do things in accordance with the accomplishment of what it is that you want to have done this year. I hope it's big, guys. I always tell people, listen, minimums or maximums. If you shoot for that little tiny little, maybe a little go by a little boop, boop. Maybe this year I'll have 3 blips instead of 2. Please don't do that. I hope it looks like this. Goes way up, like off the charts. Like you can't even see, there's so many things happening off the charts that is unrecognizable to you. That word unrecognizable is a word that you should also take on and be comforted with if that's where you find yourself, in a place where you don't recognize anything or anybody, not even yourself. That means major change happens. When you're in that place, big things happen and you accomplish big things. Congratulations. So, because I hope everybody that's hearing my voice right now is having an unrecognizable year every day. But I'm telling you, the only way that I found that can happen is by getting in the uncomfortable zone, right? Not out of the comfort zone, stay in your comfort zone, go be yourself. That's the biggest term that I don't like that I've ever heard, is go be yourself, because you already know yourself. If I tell Debbie and Linda and Julie, I see you guys and I'm like, hey, go be yourself. Well, then what's going to change? What's going to happen? Right? You're just going to go be yourself. That's what's going to happen. And what happened the day before, the week and month and year and decade before that, that's what'll happen, right? If you be yourself. So don't be yourself. Yeah. Go be somebody that you don't even know or recognize anymore. Try that on, and I promise you, people will turn their heads, especially the people in your life. They will turn and go, who is this person? What are they up to? Man, seems difficult. Whatever they pay. We've all heard that whatever people's opinions are, right? All those opinions that don't pay our bills, right? We've heard it all. It's fun. We make fun of them now when you're doing this a while. But here's the promise, guys. The promise is this: stick with this, right? Don't quit, because people who have intestinal fortitude don't quit. The term no man or person, woman, however you say it now, left behind, like that's for real. At least when I served, people would give their lives to not leave anybody behind. But we all had the intestinal fortitude to drive forward in the face of whatever the circumstances were. They were horrible, right? I'm sure you guys have horrible circumstances in your life. And guess what? If you face them head on and you have in mind, right, what you're up to, you wrote it down, you're seeing it daily. Hopefully you pinned it and posted it everywhere, so that so you can tell yourself to remember why it is you're going through all the struggle and the ups and downs and second guessing yourself and all that, what that's for. Well, I hope it's all around you, because that's what it's for, right? It's something that most people don't get to achieve in their life. They only hope and wish and dream about it. But the doing people, the uncomfortable people, the people that have the intestinal fortitude to get up in spite of all the grenades going on in their life, right? Just look at the people this year already, right? This could be you. I hope not. But if you joined a gym and you already quit it. Quit joining gyms, right? Because you're just doing the same thing you did before, and you're doing the same thing that like 80% of everybody else does that doesn't work, right? And you all know it doesn't work. But it's funny though, because we call a no result a result because it was a good idea, which is insanity to me, because no result plus a good reason why does not equal result in my world. So if my kid comes up to me from college and says, I'm an A student, Dad, if I just applied myself more, it just says C, but I'm really an A student. And I would say, no, you're a C student. You know why? Because it says C right there on the report card. That's why. because all your good intentions and all your, if I applied myself and if I shoulda, woulda, coulda, does not count in my world. And it shouldn't count in yours either. And you shouldn't let yourself off the hook so easy. And keeping yourself on the hook, meaning stay committed to what you set out to do, because you set out to do it. And don't be right at the end of the year about how, oh, here we go. See, every time I set out to do something and just breakdown shows up. Yeah, you know why that shows up? Because the universe is testing you to see how bad you really, really want whatever it is that you want. Just like the gym, your muscles do the same thing. In that first week, you go in, right? You're like, oh, I'm fired up, man. I'm going to put on the Rocky Balboa tunes, Eye of the Tiger. I'm wearing all the gym. I got my brand new water bottle, my new gym bag, right? First week. And the end of the first week, you're like, oh God, don't even touch me. I can barely move, right? You're so sore because your muscles in your body haven't seen or experienced that in a very, very long time. And it's going, wow, I don't recognize this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hurt so you don't do it again because I feel uncomfortable. That's what your body tells you. And then some people listen to that and then stop. But guess what happens? When you don't listen to that, like on week 3, your body starts craving the endorphins from working out and being in the gym. But you have to get past the suck. The first 3 weeks, usually, sometimes it's even longer for people. But once you do, then you can experience like what most people don't get to, because they quit before they ever get to that point. And then they get to be right about how the gym's just not for them. Oh, I'm just not I don't have the kind of body that goes to the gym. Like, I'm just not one of those gym people. I love it how we classify as those people, no matter what it is, that it's because you don't want to be accountable for your appearance, your weight, your whatever it is. That's why. So the excuses come out, and the excuses count as an actual result. We trick our minds that that's what it is. And then we believe we're actually accomplishing something when all it is we're making ourselves fatter, unfitter, and we're getting so unhealthy, right? To the point where some people don't even have choices anymore. But they get to be right about, well, the gym just didn't work for me. Right? You guys are laughing inside because you know what I'm talking about, but you know that we're all insane because we play these games with ourselves all the time. So stop. So just quit it. Just cancel that. Say it. When you hear yourself, you'll remember my name. Because when you hear yourself sabotaging and self-destructing on yourself, just say, cancel that thought. Out loud. Cancel it. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Get rid of the thought. If you let it linger, it's going to try and attach itself like a virus in your brain. And it will take over. And it'll make you the most miserable person, opinionated about how everything sucks. You're the most unluckiest person. Nothing ever works for you. You have those people in your life that talk like that, right? And you don't want to be around them because it's like, it's like miserable. Can't anything good? Can't they find anything good in life, right? So what's it going to be? Right? Are you all going to have the intestinal fortitude to drive forward? Are you going to be one of those people like, you know what? I'm going to start a diet, but I'm going to have one cookie. All right, I have the cookie. Oh, I blew it. Forget it. Screw it. Now I'm having pizza. The whole day's blown. Forget it. I'm just going to do it. Like, don't do that. People do that with their years, much less a day of eating. Don't do that, right? Because you've already tried that. And guess what? Big fat 0 is the result. But you get to be right. So if you want to be right, then continue that path. If you want to be rich, right? And have all that you have coming to you, right? Then it's just time to change your thinking. That's it. Change your thinking and you'll see results like you've never seen them before. And you'll might want to draw a new map because you'll be in uncharted territory. You know, thank goodness for you. What a vacation I hope it'll be when you get there. But don't stop. Don't quit. Look at all the people that win. Study people that win in your life. Just look at the people in your life that you admire that win. And guess what? You'll never find quit in their vocabulary. And you'll always find adversity that they all faced to get to where they are now. But you don't see that because people see the tip of the iceberg. They don't see what's holding it up and what it's resting on, right? So nobody knows your story. You don't know somebody else's story. But that's why you got to be uncomfortable enough to reach out and open your mouth and share and ask questions. Miracles happen when you do that. Miracles. So that's it, guys. That's my topic today. I love this topic. I could keep going on all day long with this topic, but I'm not, because I think you guys get it. And if you're listening to this on a replay, my challenge to you is to stop right now, write down 3 things that you're going to have done by the end of the year, and do not quit until you have them done by the end of the year. Don't stop at anything until you do it. And it will be magical. You'll have a year like you've never had before. And you should be proud of yourself when you do that, because most people quit. All right.